Alrighty then, we're going to get things right on the show for the road, folks. Welcome to Overwatch. Let me switch on cameras over here. You should be able to see it quite now. Oh, it does not seem to want to capture. There we go. Just took it a moment for it to realize. Welcome everyone to Stevenson Overwatch. Tonight it will be the Stevenson Mustangs versus Army West Point Esports. Army West Point is on Team Red, while Stevenson is Team Blue here. Attack and defense. From what we can see here, it seems that Army West Point is going to be trying to work a type of brawl pickoff. Pretty much high damage up front just to try to melt anything in their path. While Stevenson's going to be looking to go for a similar aspect, except they're going pure brawl style and using a Sojourn. Now we're going to have to see how either team engages one another, as Stevenson's probably going to be rotating for the high ground here. Seems that Army West Point does not want to take this ranged fight where they can help it. They definitely want to try to pick them off one by one where possible. A hook was made there by AMC, but unfortunately it just could not connect. AMC here is going to try to be going for another hook. Let's see if he can nail it. He gets it, but it's to no avail. As we can see, 49 is going in, and Cynic there with the assist against Azog. Tactician also follows along with Blaze. Stevenson's going to be the first to camp this point, as Army West Point's going to have to retreat for the moment. Just dodging the sleep. AMC is going to make it out of there, but they better be careful. As we can see here, Army West Point's going to be regrouping this, and they're going to be making their way back on towards the point here. They're going to try once again with this Roadhog pick to try to pull someone down to point to get an elimination. While Stevenson, their track is to be actually making sure that doesn't happen to them. I do want to point out, it's interesting that Quest and Blaze here, opposite Reapers, are both wearing white skins. It just seems to be ironic to me. In any case, we do see Choco is the first to fall. It seems that AMC might be the next to go, but it's Blaze as well as Azog that's the fall. AMC's trying to make it out. He's on his way out, able to get a self-heal, but that orb's going to slow you down and allow Stevenson to get an elimination there. As you can see, the ult charge here is in favor of Stevenson. Army West Point is trying to work up AMC's whole hog here. It's the only one that's coming up closest online against Stevenson's potential 3 ultimates here. And that overclock is going to be able to do a lot of damage if it hits the shots. Unfortunately, the railgun does not make its hit there, but they're looking to go right on in. It's the first kill thanks to Wisner. Shatter comes out as long. Will's the nano. Ooh, squashed like a bug. Tactician's going to be feeling that one in the morning. It's up to Army West Point to actually regroup once more. They need to have a change in plan here or something. Because right now, again, all they have is AMC. They do have Chocola's beat drop coming up here. They're going to probably use it for an engaging fight. But they better be careful, because here's Quest. Quest is able to get this Death Blossom going. There is no self-heal, nor any freeze that he has to worry about. They're going to start running into the backline. Stevenson with no fear. It's gone into overtime. Overclock's been activated here by Wisner. They're able to get a first kill, second kill as well. They're looking to finish off the hog, and they're able to do just that. It's a clean team kill, as Stevenson's going to be making their way on towards the next round here. Now, Army West Point had a good plan here. Unfortunately, they just couldn't execute it well enough, and Stevenson, reading these movements, made their push into it. So, if I had to give some advice towards Army West Point, I would say for them to actually not try to run this again. Instead, it would be better if they try to utilize some dive on this point, given the amount of high ground and low ground. But Stevenson may stick to the Reinhardt here. Not sure if it's going to work for them, but you never know. In any case, we do see that AMC is over on the Diva, so that's going to be high damage that Stevenson's going to have to deal with, especially with Tactician on the Zenyatta. But I do want to point out, we're looking at a Lucio Zenyatta. That's a really, really low heal comp. You have to stick around with your Lucio all the time in order to try to play it safe. much less get enough heals for the team. But look at this. Army West Point's going to play tactically on the high ground here and trying not to drop down unless they have to, especially since this point is opening on up now. Now it's a fight on point, and Tactician is the first to fall, taking too much of an off angle in this fight. He would have been better playing it back. And as we can see here, Stevenson is now just cleaning up the scraps that are left of Army West Point. Even the Diva will get slightly staggered out here. The point immediately turns on over, and Army West Point's forced to regroup yet again. It wasn't a bad idea to play with the high ground here, but we do see AMC has swapped over to Reinhardt. I'm not sure what the decision is to make of this, especially since they're forcing a Kiriko Lucio. Don't get me wrong, it's it's a part of a brawl meta here, but you gotta ensure you get enough healing all around, especially if you're not used to this brawl. And right now, Stevenson knows how to brawl this. And they're going to be going in now. Lucio's caught out in the open, so he's a grand target. But we do see the first kill against Stevenson. That's on Quest. And right now, even though the Lions are duking it out, it seems that Stevenson's falling. He's going to have to get some kills here. Those are some picks right there. They're able to find the first shot, able to get a cleanup. They turn this fight around in their favor thanks to the Shatter as well as the Nano. That was the winning ticket there for the side of Stevenson. Thanks to Risner and that Nano, Stevenson's able to hold on to point for longer than they should have. So now we do see that Chocola's does have their beat drop available. They're going to try to have to work that in either to engage the fight or protect against Wisner's overclock here. Those railguns deal a lot of damage, and the more you get hit by them in the head, the more guaranteed you are to lose your life. Oh, Blaze taking a look in the doorway when it was not needed. First one to fall on the side of Army West Point. Wisner here on a mission to take out the turret, able to do so, and is now in their back line of Army West Point, but they are none the wiser. It seems that Army West Point once more needs either regroup or just get a touch, but no one can touch here, and Stevenson's going to win point number 1. This is a best of 5 series, so Stevenson just needs to win 2 more maps in order to take this game away. Not surprising, Wisner here with the play of the game. Earlier on, thanks to that Shatter combo, able to find these picks here right behind the Rhine in safety. A nice clean triple kill at the end of the day. Moving along, our next map here is going to be a hybrid. Hybrids are typically going to be things such as King's Row or Midtown. Those are the main 2 that I definitely think of. There are more hybrids, but they're not all in rotation. For example, Numbani was one of the Overwatch 1 maps, as well as Blizzard World, that is not currently in the rotation of the competitive pool. I don't know why, but more than likely, it's because Blizzard did not work on those maps. I'm actually really hoping that Blizzard will bring those maps back. Even though I personally do not like Numbani, it would be better than to just have it lying around doing nothing. When things become stagnant and then come back, that's when people really don't pay it mind. In any case here, Midtown was banned, and Army West Point has the map pick here, so King's Row may be forced. We also got to consider what other hybrid map there is, but it seems that we won't have to consider that at all because King's Row has been selected. King's Row is the Brawl v Brawl map. So it seems that Stevenson's going to be getting what they want, is the way I would describe it. And they also have this choice of whether they start on the attack or the defense. So we'll have to see what their choice here is as we make our way to the United Kingdoms. We'll be battling it through the streets as we pass by Big Ben into the Omnic factory. Without further ado, just got to see if both sides are readied on up. We're going to have to see a bit more commanding, or I should say leadership, from the side of Army West Point there with their brawl. If not that, definitely reaction time to the flankers. As you can see, Wisner got away with murder there behind the enemy lines, and that is not something that should be allowed to happen as a solo man on a mission against 4 people. But in any case, we'll continue this talk once these players get in game. Just enough time for me to get some water. Welcome everyone to King's Row. As we are stationed here, you do find yourself staring at a stairwell. Believe it or not, this is just not any stairwell. This is to a cathedral, which is quite interesting that the very first thing you see on this map is not the statue, not Big Ben, but rather the steps of the cathedral is where you'll always start in the camera. Showing you here, we'll pass by the bookshop and move our way towards the subway as Stevenson will be emerging from it. This is the defender's spawn. This is now an attack and defensive map. Stevenson's goal here is to hold the line to make sure Army West Point cannot take the first point. If they do, they're going to have to escort it all the way through the streets here of King's Row into the underworld. The underworld is where it will meet its final destination here on the yellow pad and admit an EMP. So with this, can Stevenson make sure that Army West Point does not succeed in this mission? Find out here and now. Army West Point does have the Widowmaker here. Let's tune in and see if they can find any shots. Seems like they cannot right away. Stevenson's also playing this brawl style, same way as Oasis here. And right now, I do want to point out, it seems that AMC was taking too much unnecessary damage there against Quest. Quest has just been poking away at them in the back without any concerns whatsoever. And he seems to be just continuously doing so. AMC's trying to scare him off, but there's nothing really to be had here. Let's tune in into AMC now, who's actually starting to get overrun here. Tactician a little too far up, and now AMC has fallen. The Widowmaker Azog is in a position, but does not find out Rinzer is right beside him until it's too late. With a shoulder check and a shotgun blast to the face, Blaze Flame is the last to fall from the Army West Point. Here is your cathedral inside. As we're seeing, Junkrat has been selected as well as the May. The strategy here is to wall off the opponents one by one and allow the Rhine and Junkrat to deal maximum potential damage. Let's see if they can do it just right. We'll tune into Azog here, who is the main holder for this team with that stone, their cornerstone, I should say. Making their rotation on through. Wisner takes out one of the healers from the side of Army West Point. The Reinhardt is in great trouble. They're able to get the elimination. However, it's only a tank. Right now, Army West Point is down a healer. So if Quest can actually get an elimination here, that's going to help them a lot. In fact, Cynic's able to get the kill on the Blaze Flame. Oh no, not in the back line. You can't allow this to keep happening. The pin comes out, but it does not kill Reaper. Reaper's able to make it on out, and that's Quest there. Quest being on the Reaper, able to get such value out of a Death Blossom, and that was the only ult they used. Now I do want to point out, we do see that there is a Earth Shatter ready to go, as well as a Beat Drop. And you're coming up on a Kitsune Rush, as well as a Blizzard. So Army West Point has their options here, but watch out. The Shatter comes on out from AMC, but it's returning the favor tenfold. Overclock was activated there, as well as beat drop. It seems that we're looking at an all fest right now, which I describe as completely unnecessary from the side of Army West Point. With the number of ults Stevenson used there, they should not have used so many ults in return. Thankfully for them, because Tactician died first, they do have the Kitsune Rush, so they will be able to build up ults fast, as well as use abilities quickly, and have a shorter cooldown time. So there's hope for them yet. Even the anti has been used, and with the Bell, better known as the Suzu, it's able to cleanse it and provide some form of immortality for them. The Reaper does get walled off, but it's no avail. As we can see here, Stevenson's going to start making their way on in. Definitely looking at the Kitsune Rush. Would be perfect time to do it now. However, they need to be awake to use it. And unfortunately, they already have lost one of their players. Make that two of their players. That was an amazing sweep by Rinzer here on the high ground, keeping his team up while making sure he's able to pick off a single healer who was the main tactician for that team's push there. It was the crutch that they needed, that ultimate out, but they were not able to get it. There is the Reptile here, able for use, but he's going to have to use it right away here as soon as he lands. He gets immediately slipped. Does anyone push him? It doesn't seem to be the case, and he's awake now. He has an opportunity with this Rip Tire. The tire goes off, not able to get any kills, and the point blank Earth Shatter with the Death Blossom cleans up whoever's left around. And with that, not even a percentage was gained by Army West Point. Stevenson just needs one tick in order to shut this map out immediately. As you can see here, Azog giving props to Stevenson there with the point blank Earth Shatter. Earth Shatter, believe it or not, does critical damage now. Before, it did not, but now it can. So you can say, yes, I can headshot as a Reinhardt. Just come here, point blank. It's like playing whack-a-mole with your enemies. Pretty barbaric way to describe it, but accurate nonetheless. And as we take a look here, Army West Point's actually going to pull out the Bastion with Azog. This is an interesting play here. Bastion does deal a lot of damage, however, he is still hit scan. A Junkrat could easily wipe out a Bastion. Even a Reinhardt alone can go toe to toe. Even a Zenyatta can wipe out a Bastion, but in tow, Bastion can deal just as much damage. So we're going to have to see, while we're in the layer being planned here, how Stevenson will recapture this point and how soon it will be. I am saying this determining that Stevenson can take this away from Army West Point because of how much they dominated on the defensive. We do see the Quest was able to get an initial shot on the AMC. They better be careful, otherwise their healers are going to get shot off by Quest here. Take a look at this angle here, folks. As you can see, the Reinhardt from Army West Point, AMC is trying to go through this hotel here on the right side. It's not a bad strategy here, nonetheless, but it just was not executed properly. And as such, he just does not have enough support. They go into Stevenson's backline, able to get a kill on Wisner, but they're going to have to get a lot more than that, because right now it's just Tactician, and Tactician has fallen the Quest. There's no one left to touch. Stevenson takes map number 2. And with that, we're going to be going into payload here, coming on up. These games are just going fast. And once again, Wisner with the play of the game. Not surprising when you play a hero like Soldier. All it is about hit after hit after hit. Just getting their kills you need. Whew. It's no surprise, but you also can say that you could think it's because it's the new age hero that the game likes to share it as such. So with that, we're going to be going into map number 3. It's match point, folks. We're looking at a payload map. It is Army West Point's map pick. while Stevenson gets the side pick whether they want to be on the attack or the defense. If I know Stevenson, I think they're going to stick on the defense first, so that way they set the precedence to meet on the attack. If anything, this has been quite a quick matchup here from the side of Stevenson, in record play with some of their quickest matches ever this season. Army West Point's going to be... Army West Point, I believe here, what their issue is that they're struggling with coordination. As you saw on that defensive Kings Row, the Reinhardt was out alone while most of Army West Point's damage was in Stevenson's backline. They split themselves up in a very disfavorable method, leaving just Reinhardt and Lucio on the front line with a soldier with Kiriko with the DPS on Stevenson's backline. Gibraltar has been banned here, so that's going to be a payload map they cannot select. So they go for Route 66. Interesting selection there, but one I'm not surprised about. You can get a bit of distance when you first start from the ruined train cars up to around the corner. But from then on, it's not too much farther that you can work with. So teams are readied on up, and we're going to be heading right into this map here. Welcome to Route 66. It's exactly where you expect it to be. I say route, it says route, tomato, tomato. The defenders will be coming out of the propane store, known as Deadlock Propane and Propane Accessories. Believe it or not, this is not what you think. This Deadlock Propane is actually a front to the Deadlock Hideout. Here, as you can tell, they escort quite a bit of arms and ammunition that can go to any such buyer. But they do like to keep themselves well organized too. Along with the store, they have other such features such as Zed's Garage, the High Side, and even the Cave In. Along with them, they also have their gas station here. Pardon me. With 24-hour service at Big Earl's. And last but not least, everyone's favorite bar, the Panorama Diner. Now we are going to be seeing Widows on both sides. I am curious how Azog is going to approach this. Able to get the first shot off, just missing the next. Quest is trying to challenge this. I'm curious who's going to lose their head first. Oh, just missed the shot. Goes up for the other. Misses again. They're really trying to duke it on out, but not able to find it here. Oh, watch out. Blaze here, playing as the Bastion. You're going to be playing for the front lines. We're going to have to see how he assists their Rhine, because their Rhine right now is actually in a world of hurt. AMC is taking a lot of damage that they should not be taking, I argue. Oh, and if this Mercy's not careful, they're going to lose their life, just like Azog has. Let's tune in here to Cynic, who's been playing on the front line with the tanks and DPS. As you can see here, Blaze able to get picked off, as well as Quest able to find a pick despite Blaze coming on back. They're going down one by one. Quest is just hitting headshot after headshot after headshot, and he's looking for more. The bloodthirst is unbelievable, but it is quite believable given just how quickly everything's going. They're going to be going for high ground this time around. Interesting. Let's tune into Tactician here on the Mercy, moving their way on up the road here. But you got to really watch out for Rinzer. Rinzer has been, again, this cornerstone for Stevenson, hitting all these sweeps, all these hills. Perfect accuracy. And as you can see here, they're not afraid to shut down anything that proves to be dangerous for the Mustangs. Nano has been given to AMC, but it's honestly not enough. As you can see, Blaze has committed suicide, unfortunately. Cynic and 49 does fall, but the Nano is ready here. And Wisner could use it right away. Or they're going to save it for Stevenson's Reinhardt coming on back. Rinzer's able to get that sleep onto Azog once more. Azog's probably quite annoyed with the amount of times they've been slept so far in a row. Oh, watch out. Nano comes out as predicted. They want to immediately shut down this Bastion. They do just that. The pin comes out, does nail the Rhine, but the picks are coming out as well. Army West Point is getting this point quite far, but will it be far enough? Forced to retreat, AMC is able to get out of his life. Even Cynic, who wants to push it, cannot. They just can't afford to do it. So Quest is going to be looking for an initial pick here. The poison does a great deal of damage against the poisoned. In fact, it was Chocolate who almost, or Chocola, who almost lost their life, believe it or not. Like Mercy and AMC has there. Not able to hit those healing on the Bastion. That's definitely going to be hurting you. Just playing out dangerous in the open. You need to be able to get out of there after you get asleep. You cannot be dancing around and waking up the target you slept. That's just one extra body to provide danger. But watch out. Azog dealing with poison. Thankfully they're able to get the heal from Tactician. But we're looking at a Zen Ana composition now. So this is a bit better. However, you do not challenge a Widow with sights like so. Now given the Widow does have to hit her shots, I won't front that, of course. But things are not looking any better for the side of Army West Point as the Shatter comes out from Stevenson, able to get an initial kill. Wisner is actually cleaning up shop here, getting the triple kill, and they do achieve overtime, but it is a team kill, so unless Chocolate went Lucio to touch, even then, it was already too late. So now, Stevenson. I'll show you exactly how far Stevenson has to get before we wrap up stream here. Yes, I am calling it early. Yes, I know it is only been about 30 minutes into the stream, but we're back here at the Deadlock's Propane and Propane Accessories. And the cart made it just about where the circle is here on the ground. That's as far as Stevenson needs to push. If they get it that far, that means Stevenson will win this. But if they are stopped, Army West Point has a chance for a comeback. There it is. This box here needs to be where that cart gets escorted to. So we're going to have to see if it can be done there. So now, Stevenson on the attack. 49 playing the Doomfist? And is that a Torb I see? I spell a money-making machine.
I've got a few new inventions to try.
We'll have to see if anything happens now, won't we? As we can see here, they are rocking the Baptiste as well as the Symmetra. I'm not sure the game plan here, but it's probably to provide more healing as well as immortalities. Let's tune into our Doomfist here. 49 playing on the high ground immediately. Then we'll check in on Wisner. Wisner making their way on up, able to get that turret on out. And they're going to be probably making some space here with the Doomfist, taking the high ground from the side of Army West Point. In fact, they are pure. 49's able to distract, and Wisner able to get the first kill. He's actually going in. There's the second. Can we see a third? Ah, just missing it. Cynic so-and-so steals it. Ryan going for a desperate charge. He just has to regroup here. There's not a lot of time to really stall this card out for a regroup. But believe it or not, the Symmetra is here front and center. Personally, I hope that I can see a hammer kill from the Torb. I'm not sure we're going to be finding it. Oh, look out. There's a Baptiste here. Baptiste moving his way on in as the Reinhardt fights 49 here. 49's actually in a world of hurt. I would have taken this chance to charge. He does just that, but he gets immediately shut down by Stevenson. And with that, Stevenson wins against Army West Point. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight, folks. But our play of the game goes to, once again, Wisner. Wisner just having the plays of the game all night long. After every shatter, every opportunity, taking the high ground, shutting down ults. They are a critical asset towards the team. Like I said, that's going to be it for us here. Thank you so much for watching.